Hello, I hope that you are well. So today I want to talk about beauty and how we perceive beauty, how we see our worth as a human being and as women, and how much of that we are encouraged to base upon how we look. For those of you who don't know me, I am Rosanna Croft. I am the host of Design Your Legacy, which is a podcast and YouTube channel where I hope to inspire you to live your best life, because anything you want is you can have it. It is possible. Anything is possible, and we do not understand how possible it is. And I'm also the founder of fine jewellery company Rosanna Croft Jewellery, where we create pieces of fine jewellery that can be passed down throughout generations and carry your legacy. So legacy for me is something that's massively important. I believe that we all leave a legacy whether we realise it or not, and we choose the legacy that we leave. Which is the kind of basis for this YouTube channel and podcast, Design Your Legacy, because you're in control. And I've built the company of my dreams, which is Rosanna Croft Jewellery, and that's going to be a massive part of my legacy, and the jewellery that I create is a massive part of somebody else's legacy. So legacy to me is huge. And this last year I wrote a part of my legacy that I never realised I would have to write, and that was overcoming cancer. And my subject today is beauty, because it's something that I realised throughout my cancer journey, like how much of my own value and self-worth I placed in how I looked. I've recently, I had my hair cut today for the first time since I chopped it all off, and a massive step for me. So throughout chemo, I was adamant, I'm not going to lose my hair, and thinking that the worst thing that could happen was losing my hair. And because, there's such a massive part of our identity in how we look, and I've always bleached my hair blonde. I've always believed I had to have long bleach blonde hair to be beautiful. And I don't know where that's come from, I've just picked it up throughout, I've been dyeing my hair since my teens, and it actually started because I had greasy hair, so I would dye it to make it less greasy, and that was just hormonal, and now, well, here we are, and my hair slowly died with bleaching it, and here we are today. So I've just posted a reel on Instagram that actually I didn't realise how important it was to me until I thought, let me kind of piece this together, go from 1 year ago, how I looked with long blonde hair. I had long blonde extensions in. I loved them and they looked amazing and I felt like a princess, but I had pinned a lot of my beauty in that. And then when I took my extensions out, we were in lockdown and I had to take my extensions out myself, and my ex-boyfriend, or boyfriend at the time, helped me. And poor guy, I was crying, I was in bits. I was like, oh, this is horrible, all my hair's coming out, because I didn't have a hairdresser to oversee it. And I felt awful then. And so my hair was in such a bad state that I felt so crap about myself when all of a sudden I didn't have the long blonde hair that I thought I should have, or would only look good if I had long blonde hair. So then I get diagnosed with cancer and I say, right, well, I'm not going to lose my hair. What are my options? And there's this thing called the cold cap, which you put this hat on, this helmet. I looked like something out of Wacky Racers, the Catch the Pigeon thing. And so you put this cold cap on and it freezes your scalp so that the blood doesn't run to your to the skin in your brain and then the hair follicle. It kind of freezes the hair follicles to stop the blood going there, because the blood's carrying the chemo throughout. Not every chemo drug causes hair loss. Somebody really helpfully told me that the chemo that I was having was known as the red devil because of the hair loss. But I was adamant I wasn't going to lose my hair, and I was visualizing, and I was trying so hard. I was using products to help me with hair loss, amazing products, like really good, because I didn't lose all of my hair. And people who have this chemo drug that I had generally lose their hair within days. It's gone, and but I managed to keep my hair didn't start losing out until after 2 cycles of chemo, and I was only having 4 of this big one. God, it seems like I was having about 1,000, but I wasn't. It's like 4, only 4. So when I remember the weekend that I started losing my hair, and having my hair done has been such a big part of my life. I love going to the hair salon, sitting down, being pampered for 3 hours. Sometimes it took 4, depending on how blonde I wanted it. And then coming out and feeling like a brand new person. The day before my first chemo, I went and had my hair blow dried, because I knew that I wasn't allowed to like wash my hair after whatever. So I was like, I need to feel pretty, I need to feel nice. I'm going to go into the chemo the most glamorous person on the ward. That didn't last long. So I remember the weekend my hair first started falling out, and it was horrendous. And this is when I started to realize, oh my God, for my whole life I've placed most of my self-worth in how I look. My hair was just shedding. And it's funny because my mum left the day before it started shedding, and I asked her to take a photo of my hair for me just so we could monitor, see how it was going. And then I think by the end of the weekend I'd probably lost like 20% of my hair. That's an exaggeration, but I was brushing it and it was just coming out in my hand. I didn't even need to brush it, and I washed it, and I was actually going to see my ex-boyfriend for coffee, and I remember being sat and I was grieving and I was vulnerable, and I was like I was just like a little girl who just needed just some reassurance and needed love and needed protection. And I think about her now, that girl that I was then, and I just want to give her a massive hug, because and I was sat in my ex-boyfriend's flat, and I thought, am I ever going to be seen as attractive again? Am I ever going to be loved again? Am I ever going to be the woman who I once was again? Just craving my old life back. I was craving being 6 months before, when me and my boyfriend were still together, and even though that wasn't the right thing, like we had to do what we did, but it did leave me thinking, like, I'm never going to be loved again. I'm going to be on my own forever. If my hair falls out, who am I? I'm just going to look like the cancer patient. People are going to look at me and question, like, oh, what's wrong with her? She looks really ill. And, I honestly I didn't feel beautiful at the time, even though you could, like, not much was falling out. And, I managed to hold on to a lot of my hair. I did really well throughout the 4 months I had chemo. And I was using cute headscarves. I bought myself an Hermes headscarf and a Cartier headscarf, and I was gifted a very beautiful one by Dara Ford. And I had these beautiful headscarves. Got an Aspinall headscarf. Well, they're not even not headscarves, they're just silk scarves. And I was like, okay, I can do really cute things with these. And I would tie a knot in them, and I would or use them to cover my whole head. When I was getting some thin patches on the top, and like the sides of behind my ears had gone completely bald. But it was thinning evenly everywhere else, so I could disguise it really well. And then it started coming out even more, and I did have bald patches. So I thought, right, I'm going to buy a wig, and I bought this £30 wig off Etsy, obviously shipped in from China, and I felt like a princess again. It's back to that. I need to have long blonde hair, otherwise I'm not going to be seen as beautiful. And I loved that wig because I did feel beautiful on the days when I felt like shit and I had to go out and face the public in some way, it was really nice to be able to put that wig on and feel okay. But that's because I believed that I had to look a certain way to feel okay. And I didn't want people staring, and I didn't want people thinking, oh, that girl's got cancer. And you know, I think that's probably because I don't want to be seen as vulnerable, and I don't want to be seen as weak. And I think a lot of us tie weakness to vulnerability, and that's not the case. I actually think there is a lot of strength in vulnerability. It takes courage to be vulnerable. But anyway, we don't always feel like that. And so I used this wig to make me feel beautiful. And then I got myself another wig because I thought, well, this one's, it was like bits were falling out of it. So I got myself another one that was a bit more realistic and it looked a bit more like my hair pre-chemo, which is this cute little blonde bob. And really, really nice. And then I was getting to the stage where my hair was so thin that it needed to go. And because I was on the drugs that I was taking, put me in like a medicinal menopause type thing. So, it did. I'm basically going through menopause and I'm 30. Woe is me. So I'd be having hot flushes and like night sweats and stuff, all the really attractive stuff, and really uncomfortable. So I would wake up in the night and I had like probably 30% of my hair left, and it would be stuck to my face and stuck to my head, and I couldn't even get it in a hair bobble. I couldn't get it in a hair clip, and even the headscarves were struggling to disguise it. And you know, I'd put the wig on, but actually it was even more uncomfortable because I had a wig cap on and then this thing to keep my wig in place, and then this big beautiful wig which I still wear, and so I would wear this wig and it's just so uncomfortable, really uncomfortable, sticky, just like, and you know, I felt like Gollum. I used to joke at the beginning and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna look like Gollum. Be careful what you wish for, because I really think I ended up looking like Gollum. I didn't. My ego thinks I did. And my ego was really scared that I would be perceived as this weak little cancer patient, which is so far from the truth. So far from the truth. Anyway, I decided to chop all my hair off. I thought, I'm not losing my hair to chemo. I'm going to make the decision to cut all my hair off. I want this power. I don't want it to fall out and for me to kind of have just had to say, oh, well, I tried. So I just decided one afternoon I was going to cut all my hair off, and I went to the hair salon, and God bless him, he made me feel so comfortable about doing it. He kept telling me how brave I was, but I wasn't scared at all. I was like, please just get this off my head. And so we cut it, and it was really, really short, and you can see the pictures on my Instagram. And it was just like real little baby hair, and it was like, you know, on Toy Story when they cut all the doll's hair off. That's a bit like what it looked like. But anyway, I cut all my hair off and I felt so liberated, and I felt so empowered that I'd been able to make this decision and feel amazing about it. And anyway, I left the hair salon with my little short hair, and now really had to wear a hat because it was so cold. My poor head, I've had to wear a hat in bed because my head gets so cold. And then I took a photo of myself, and this selfie, I thought, okay, it actually doesn't look that bad, because we had this joke in my family that I should never cut my hair because I have sticky out ears. And anyway, my little sticky out ears actually didn't look that bad, and I didn't look that bad. And seeing myself having done it, I felt really, really strong. It was really quite amazing, actually. Really quite amazing. And then in the days after, so I would wear my wig because, well, actually it kept my head really warm. I would wear my wig because it made me feel more feminine, and that's one thing I've struggled with having cut my hair off, is that I don't feel as feminine as I would like to. And maybe that's part of why I would have long blonde hair, because it to me feels really feminine and pretty and, you know, princessy. And so going through chemo and how I look and how I've transformed in how I look has really made me start to look at beauty, how we perceive beauty, and why it's so important to us and our worth. I don't want to wear a wig. I don't want to, because I actually want to embrace how I look. So today I've been to have my hair cut so that I can start to embrace how I look, and I can start to rock this cute little pixie cut thing. Is that what it's called? I don't even know. You know, and my hair's so much darker than it was. Like, I'm more of a brunette now than I was. I was blonde before, even though it was dyed. But you know, I'm trying to embrace it, because I think I can go on preaching about how I think that beauty is a social construct, and that we're sold beauty, and we are sold beauty, and marketing companies play on our insecurities. And I mentioned this before, they play on our insecurities, and they will sell us what we are ashamed of and scared of. And, you know, like for me, I've been sold a wig. Why couldn't I have just been told that you don't need a wig? In fact, my nurse said, she said, why do you feel you need to wear a wig? And I just said, well, I feel more feminine. I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to be stared at. And, you know, I was probably stared at a little bit. You know, I had a little puffy face and had no hair, and, you know, but that doesn't make me weak. It makes me really fucking strong to be fighting this thing that could kill me. And that wasn't kind of expressed enough to me. I didn't tell myself that enough. I kind of told myself, oh no, you don't want to be seen as weak. And that was my ego telling me that. It wasn't me. It was the fear. It was I'm so scared I will never be loved again. And we all face that. We're not all aware of it, but we do. So we're sold to based on our insecurities, and it really upsets me now. I want to tell every single woman in the world that she is beautiful just as she is, and that we should embrace who we are. And if that means wearing makeup, I have makeup on today. If that means wearing makeup because that makes you like feel strong and enhances your natural beauty, brilliant. But when we're plastering makeup on an inch thick to change how we look, we shouldn't have to do that. And we're doing that because that's what we've been sold. Oh, we need to look like Kim Kardashian. I don't know any of the other Kardashians' names. Kylie, that's the one with the makeup brand. You know, we don't need to look like that. We don't need to put makeup on in that way to feel like we look like a different person. I wish schools would help encourage little girls to realize how beautiful they are without changing how they look. I've always tried to change how I looked. Always. At school, I'd hike my skirt up to get attention. I'd dye my hair. I would, so many things. You know, I've got piercings, I've got tattoos, and a lot of those were to create an identity and an image, not because I thought they enhanced how I looked. Well, yes, I did think they enhanced how I looked, and they gave me an identity, but it's like, why? I really question why at the minute. Why can we not just sit and be happy with who we are? Because none of this outside of us matters. It's what's inside that matters. It's how we feel in the moment. we don't have, like, nothing exists outside of what we're in now. So like, the past doesn't exist. The past is a collection of memories, and the future doesn't exist because the future is it's not happened yet. All we have is, like, right this second. And I'm learning this more and more as my journey goes on, and it's been accelerated in the last 6 months. And we spend most of our time worrying about the past or worrying about the future. I've always worried about the future, and spend a lot of time worrying about how we're perceived and how we're looked. When really, I think if we could spend more time sat in us, our present moment, and just loving us for who we are, then that's so beautiful. And that is, I really believe that is how we can have a more fulfilled and happy life, is being comfortable with who we are. You know, I was going to get changed before this, and I love clothes and I love fashion, I love looking nice, I love feeling nice, but I was just going to get changed because I've been trying out this new sports bra because I want to start running again, and I now need extra support so they don't move. So I've been trying this out, and I've just got like a slouchy top on, and I thought, you know, I'll just go and get changed so I'm presentable for YouTube. But why? Why do I, like, that doesn't change who I am. It doesn't change the message that I want to give, and that is that we are okay just as we are. And we try and change ourselves. I've tried to change myself through self-development for a long time, and I actually don't believe we want to change ourselves. We want to step into who we actually are, and we are so encouraged to think about, who do we want to become? Oh, I want to be that woman. I want to be that woman. Oh, I love, you know, say, like, take Mel Robbins. I love Mel Robbins. I want to be Mel Robbins. Or Brene Brown. I want to be Brene Brown. She's so wise. No. You want to be wise. You want to be beautiful. You want to be funny. You want to be spiritual. You want to be more whatever. Well, if you stop and sit in the present moment, that is actually who you are. Like, that is, you are wise, you are spiritual, you are beautiful, you are funny, you are whoever you want to be. And we're always trying to chase something that isn't us. And I really think that we'd be so much happier. I'm talking to myself here as well. This isn't, I'm not preaching here. I'm talking to myself, literally, because I'm talking to the camera. But I'm also talking to everybody who needs to hear it. Like, the person you want to be, you are her. You just have to embrace it. And I think that sitting with yourself and giving yourself love is one huge step towards doing that. And, you know, try and buy less into try and see the people you see in magazines, the adverts that you see, try and see them for what they are, and that is, they're trying to sell you stuff, and they're trying to sell you beauty, and they're trying to sell you something outside of yourself, when actually all the beauty that you need is within yourself. And yeah, these things can, like, make our lives more fun. And I think I like to get dressed up, and I like to do it for fun. I'm really going to make a conscious effort to stop trying to change how I look, especially going forward, because I realise there's only one me, and I fucking love myself. I love me. I love who I am. I love who I'm becoming naturally without trying to force anything. I love my short hair. I'm so pleased with how it's been cut. It's going a little bit curly, and I love that. And I love my little sticky out ears, and, you know, and I just love life, and I think life's really magical, and I think we're really magical if we, you know, can stop being outside of ourselves and be within ourselves more. And that's my message for today. So we've gone from my hair loss journey throughout chemo to actually where it's brought me, and that is that, you know, I thought I was losing myself, and I thought I was losing my beauty, and I thought I was losing how I looked, and then actually I looked properly, and I realised that the beauty was inside of me, not outside of me. On that note, I send you so much love, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you can look in the mirror today and tell yourself how much you love yourself, no matter what you look like. And you could sprout a third ear on your forehead and you still love yourself, because you are beautiful no matter what. Lots of love.